It's your man in Japan here, Jay Contra, and I'm here in Hokkaido at my first hard-off expedition of Japan's most northern prefecture, and we're looking at the biggest assembly of AV Famicom that I've ever seen. We've got 4 right here. This is pretty insane. You don't usually see 4 AV Famicoms, and you usually don't see them for this low of a price. 75. We've even got one here for like 60 bucks. That's pretty good. They can go for 100. I mean, you've got one here. It's going for like 80 bucks, complete in the box. We've got both Wishbone controllers. Now these are the ones that you want. You want these when you want to play Japanese Famicom games. And the reason I think we're seeing so many, and something that I have maybe suspected for the last couple of months, is that Famicom collecting is starting to level off and perhaps even kind of recede in Japan. So I wonder, I don't know if it's the area. I'm not really sure about Hokkaido prices. Hokkaido's an island in and of itself. It occupies a weird space in Japan where it's so far north that it's kind of hard to get to. I had to fly like 2 hours to get here. And I'm seeing some very interesting things. This is my first hard off, and we see, look, we've got a base 360. I think this is the arcade. No, wait, it's got an HD. It's got a hard drive. And it's going for 40 bucks. That's how well the 360 is doing. Then we've got a complete Sega Saturn here. This is the first model for going for 50 bucks. That's a good price. It's not bad. What I really want to point out is this here PlayStation, because in Japan, PlayStations, especially these slim PlayStations, they are still very expensive, going for 100 bucks or more, and so that's a pretty good buy. We've got a bit of a roughed up Gamecube box going for 40. We've got some X-Bones over here. These are not the ones, these are the original Xboxes. And then we've got Wii U's for sale, and you didn't see those too often until the Switch came out. Now we're seeing them used. We've got this N64 here. It's the controller. This is not a special color variant. It is just either Japan's humidity or, well, but that's Hokkaido. One of my things is that Hokkaido should not have that much humidity because it's so far north. That's probably cigarette smoke, or it's probably just, it's been baked by the sun. Now this hard off is very peculiar because it has a good selection of Famicoms, but then you go over to here to the boxed Super Famicom, and it's going for like $60, which is a bit expensive. But then you see they've got a Wii U complete in box, and it's going for 100 bucks. That's insane. That's pretty good. They've also got some ball Game & Watches right here going for 30 bucks each in, I mean, I'd say pristine condition. The LCDs could maybe be dusted out a little bit. And then we've got Judge. I don't even, like, what does that even mean? I don't know. I don't know too much about Game & Watches, but that's just me. Not that I am quite interested in them. But then we've got some big hitters here. We've got Chrono Trigger Loose. We've got it with the manual for $5. And then we've got Mega Man X3 going for $15. And that's a good price even by Japanese standards. Sometimes you see it for 20 bucks or a little bit more. We've got so many, even, like, I just kind of thumbed through these games just to look at them. You've got a lot of, like, sports games. You've got some Hulkamania going on right here. There's not really that, I've noticed there's not a great selection at this particular outlet. Like, there's no showcase for particularly rare games, but we've got, you know, we've got Final Fantasy IV, we got Street Fighter II Turbo over here, and they're like $3 a pop. We've got Link to the Past going on right here. It's going for $5. That's pretty good, especially in Japan. And then what have we got? Oh, we got some, oh, interesting. Oh, I didn't see these before. We've got Yoshi's Egg, that's going for $5. We've got Dr. Mario, that's going for $10. And then we've got Dragon Quest IV for another $10. Very interesting. Let's get a good shot at that. Some great Akira Toriyama art there. And then we just got bins. We got so many bins. Look at this. We got a Super Game Boy. How much is Super Game Boy going for? $3. $3 to play your games, your Game Boy games on the Super Nintendo. And then what do we have? I think I spied, oh yeah. Then we've got Pokemon Red, $1. I think it should work. If it didn't have, if the battery wasn't working, I think they would throw it in the junk. But $1 for Pokemon Red. We've got $3 for the Pokemon card game. Oh my god. And then, oh, holy shit. Then we got gold. $3. What? Then we've got green. In America, we got red and blue, but in Japan, it was first red and green. We got green here for $3. I don't know why that's going for more than red. What else we got? Sorry about the focus. My camera's... My phone's messing up. We got tons of Dragon Ball games. We got like, got them for that. We've got, I think, then sometimes I just confuse the artwork with Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest, Dragon Ball. There's a bunch of, oh, here we go. Here's the Dragon Ball Z game for the Super Famicom. I actually don't know how fun those are. What else? Anything other? Oh, here we go. Oh, what is this? Oh, another Dragon Ball game. For this time for the Famicom. Then we've got Zico Soccer. This is supposed to be a really, it's supposed to be a kusoge, a shit game for the Super Famicom. I have not played it myself yet. And then if you ever come across these big ones, I believe oh yeah, these are the Satellaview cartridges. You kind of put something in here, fit this into your Super Nintendo, put the Satellaview unit in the bottom. You see those a lot because people can't use them anymore because the Satellaview service is no longer in service. And you got, look at this, complete Mario Party 2s, $5. This is interesting. This is a, oh wait, this is, so I've seen, this looks like a Super Famicom box. Here we've got boxes of Super Famicom and N64 games. But this goes to something, the Pyutaro. This goes to some kind of old-ass Japanese Pyutaro. I don't even know what this is. I'm gonna have to look into that, but the games seem to be a little bit expensive, ranging for about the $30 range. It must have, that's very interesting. Oh, and then we've got Earthbound 2 complete, and it's going for $16. Here we have another Pyutaro game, Scramble. It looks, this is interesting to me because I've never seen these before, but if you look, it's got like Atari, slightly better than Atari level graphics, like, you know, the 2600. We also have Mickey's Dance Dance Revolution. I got a little surprise related for that later. Anything else interesting? They have all these, they have this whole display setup. This is where collecting is starting to go in Japan. It's PlayStation 1 games. I've seen such explosion on rare PlayStation 1 games, but the base, like the fundamental PlayStation games, are still pretty cheap. Like here we've got Dragon Quest 7. This is insanely rare in America. $3. Where did I see? I saw some Final Fantasies. Here we've got Final Fantasy 8, $5. We've also got another Final Fantasy 8, and then we've got another Final Fantasy 8. So 3 copies of Final Fantasy 8. This one's even cheaper. This one's $3. The difference is beyond me. I don't know. Here we got Goo Goo Sound. I don't even know what that means. Oh, it's a Dance Dance Revolution type game produced by Konami. Never actually heard of that one yet. That's interesting. I might buy that. And Kureman 2. Carnage Heart. I don't actually know. A lot of these games are kind of beyond me because I just kind of look and I try to buy the PlayStation shooters that I find. The PlayStation is Zero Pilot Fighter of Silver Wings. What kind of game is that? Oh, it's a little flight combat simulator. There's nothing, nothing's like jumping out at me though. Then, this is interesting. Here we've got Final Fantasy VI. This is going for $40. For some reason, the PlayStation Final Fantasies are more expensive than their original counterparts for the Super Nintendo. We've got Persona 2. This is Innocent Sin, going for $17. Then we've got Dino Crisis. That's going for $3. Front Mission is a very good, for the ones for the Super Nintendo were very good. I really enjoyed playing those. I cannot comment on the PlayStation ones though. Then we've got some Virtua Fighter remix. Looks like they've just kind of got the Sega Saturn and Dreamcast games kind of mixed in here. And none of these games are super expensive, the ones they've got on display like this, but I guess it's because they don't have that many. But there was one I wanted to point out, and it was illustrative of what's been going on with PlayStation collecting. I just need to find it. Ah, yes, here we go. It's very unassuming. This is a Capcom. It's a collection of some of the original shooters that they put out. This is I guess the first collection of shooting games, and then you've got 1942, 1943, and 1943, the remake all collected in this, and it's going for $16. I think this is the most expensive game in the PlayStation section that I've been able to find. I think I just want to do a sweep. Sometimes they've also got... Hard-offs tend to also have newer titles available, but nothing really stood out to me. There was no particular deals. PlayStation 2 games have not yet started peaking yet. They've not started spiking, although we do have a very cheap copy of Mega Man X7 here, although I don't think it was it 7 or 8 that was the better one? I'm not too sure myself. Let's see then if you want Animu, plenty of Animu titles for your perusal. I hope it's not too dark. I apologize about that. I got a $2,000 TV. It's 4K if you want it. Okay, we've already been down there. Here's some DVDs. Apparently Japanese people still buy DVDs. Let's head to the junk. Oh, I did want to point out they had a whole set of Apple G3s. Wow. You'll find all kinds of crazy stuff at Hard-Offs, and I think luckily we have. This isn't too big. The selection isn't that. It's okay. I don't wanna harp on this, on the lack of selection here, but I mean you've got a white slim PS3 here, and the Note. Let's see, it's 3,000 yen, but let's see. It had some problems loading. Yeah, so just be careful with that one. This Sega Saturn could not load games, so maybe the controller still works. You could probably, if you want to still use the cables, those are probably still good. We've got an original Famicom here. It's not been checked, and that's because this does not have the AV box that you use to plug this into the coax port of your TV. Here we've got a bit of a roughed up GameCube, but it still works. It's still got still play games on it. And then we've got some non-working Super Famicoms, which is very interesting to me because you don't see these very often. You don't see Super Famicoms that don't work. So I would be very curious. Well, this one the thing doesn't even come down, so who knows? Who knows what that system's problem could be. This one doesn't even come down either, so unless they like locked it in just to be like, hey, no, you're not playing games on this. I don't even know how they would have accomplished that without busting them open. So I mean, hey, you never know. These could have these could be one chips that maybe you could salvage. And then I would always say to check the memory ports, the memory expansion ports of these N64s. But I think someone got ahead of me. And we got a little purplish PlayStation 2, and it works. Perfectly fine. 2,000 yen. The fat PS2s, for some reason, are usually fine. I think they seem to survive much better than their slimmer counterparts. We got some PlayStations. We got a junk N64. Although it worked, but it's just the console itself for 16 bucks. This could be worse. Could be better, but it could be worse. And we got another white slim PS2, going for 5,000 yen. Ah, yes, and then what I thought was really cool, they have the making, what do they call it? Disney Dancing Museum. It was a Dance Dance Revolution, spin-off featuring Disney tunes, and it was the only game of its kind to come out for the N64, and you could buy it with this dancing pad, and it's going for $5. It's big. I wouldn't suggest wasting your carry-on or your checked baggage space with it, but this is really cool. I don't even know how you would get this back to America, because in Japan, when they did like guns, they did them for real. That's what it looks like. There's no orange tip. There's no nothing to distinguish it. Aside from the weird size of it, there's nothing that really distinguishes it from a real gun. So I don't know if that'd be a problem when you're going through customs, but it's not something I would want to take a chance on. And then there's a little space back here for various controllers. We got all kinds of controllers here. We got, like, wow, Wii stuff starting to show up in the junk. That's huge. That's like, man, I'm getting old. It's not as responsive as perhaps it once was. How much are these? This is going for $3? Yeah, this is $3 for a, yellowed Super Nintendo controller. It's not bad. It's just in Japan when you have so much stock available of working stock that is perfectly fine. Wow, what a Wii! Wow, this is a GameCube adapter for the Wii U. It's going for $5. I remember when these were going on eBay for like $50 or more. And it's in the junk. Why is it in the junk now? It's got to be fine. Oh, look, TV remote. That makes sense. Okay. What is? Oh, okay. This is a GameCube. This is for the. I believe this is for the GameCube. It says it's for the GameCube, anyways. This is a karaoke microphone. So, because in Japan they come out with karaoke games from time to time, and so you need microphones to match. And we've got all kinds of cables. Oh boy. Oh, is this an S-video cable? Oh yeah, look at that. So in Japan, it's very easy to find official. See, this is an official Nintendo S-video cable for use with, like, you know, the Super Nintendo, N64, even the GameCube. It's going for like $5. Yeah. What else have we got? Got like N64, what were these, the transfer packs, or, you know, the games that you'd stick Pokemon in so that you could transfer your Pokemon over to Pokemon Stadium. And then we've got the adapter for like Game Boy Advance SPs / the original, the Fat DS, going for $5. So especially if you're looking for game cables and you want to save some cash, I would highly recommend going to Hard Off. But there wasn't really anything spectacular, nothing that was really drawing my eye at this location. But nevertheless, it was definitely worth visiting and seeing what's going on here. There's nothing really to end on besides just going around the junk. Look at all, like, just so much stuff. We've got record players, like old-timey record players, not that new stuff that hipster millennials like myself are buying. We're talking the original record players. Typewriters. How do those even work? We've got all kinds of things that you'll see at Hard Off, including big-ass stereos. So on that note, I'm gonna call it here. I need to go get some dinner, but this has been my first. This is near the New Chitose Airport. I don't even know what this town's name is. So on that note, I'm saying thanks for watching, and mahalo.